Here's where we're going in Act 2. Why is organization important? How do you organize your presentation? And how do you outline your presentation? Why is organization important? Organization helps audience members to select, attend, understand, and remember your message. In short, to listen. Organization helps the speaker know where they are going with their message. How do you organize your presentation? You organize your presentation by constructing an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. In the introduction, you preview by telling us what you're going to tell us. In the body, you give us the depth. In the conclusion, you tell us what you've told us already in depth. You tell us 3 times. There are 3 big organizational patterns for the informative speech and 2 main organizational patterns for the persuasive speech. For the informative speech, you're free to choose any of these 3 organizational patterns. For the persuasive speech, you'll have to choose the problem-solution pattern. For the informative speech, chronological means exactly what it sounds like. It's telling a speech with ordered events as your main organizational pattern. The events don't have to be from beginning to end. They can be from end to beginning, but they have to be in order to be considered chronological, whether that order is from beginning to end or end to beginning. The topical speech is organized by topic. The spatial speech is organized by physical space. An example of a topical speech might be, I'm going to tell you about Bart, Marge, and Lisa. An example of a spatial speech might be, I'm going to relate the differences between Austin, San Antonio, and Houston. And while we discuss these cities, we'll discuss their greater impact in history. Persuasive organizational patterns again include cause and effect and problem solution. Cause and effect argues that one thing is directly causing an effect in another. A problem solution speech argues that a problem exists and a solution can solve that problem. The problem solution speech is one of the most famous organizational patterns of all time. You've seen the problem solution speech in late night infomercials and other advertisements. The conclusion is where you tell us what you told us. Be sure to summarize the presentation, re-emphasize the thesis and propositional statement in a memorable way, motivate the audience to respond, and provide closure to the presentation. In the conclusion, be sure to avoid abrupt endings, don't ramble on, make sure not to introduce any new information, develop the conclusion next to last, and keep in mind that conclusions are usually underdeveloped. In the introduction, make sure that you tell us what you're going to tell us. Start with getting the audience's attention. We'll discuss some different options for doing this in a minute. Be sure to give the audience a specific reason to listen. Build in relevance. What is it about your speech that relates directly to this particular audience? Be as specific as you can. Establish your credibility. Make sure that you explain why you're credible on this topic. It can be as simple as describing how many hours you spent researching. Be sure to preview your initial preview statement or thesis or your propositional statement in the format listed in the outline. Here are some ways to gain attention in your introduction. You could tell a story, quote a famous person or expert, cite a startling statistics, use a literary reference, or ask the audience a rhetorical question. Challenge yourself to think of examples of each, because these ways of gaining attention don't have to be limited to the first line of your speech. Make sure you avoid opening lines like, my presentation is about, or today I'll talk about. Avoid saying the title of my presentation is. Be sure to develop the introduction last. And keep in mind that introductions, like conclusions, are usually underdeveloped. So how do you outline your presentation? Make sure your preparation outline includes a purpose, introduction, initial preview statement, thesis or propositional statement, body, and conclusion. Use the standard outline format with complete sentences. Be sure to include the bibliography. The bibliography should be in APA format. How do you outline your presentation? Your delivery outline consists of 3x5 note cards, no more than 3. Make sure that you include single words, short phrases, transitions, statistics and quotes, and delivery cues in those 3x5 note cards. When you first start practicing your presentation, you'll have more than 3x5 note cards. As you practice, you'll be able to get rid of those note cards. So here's where we've been. Why is organization important? How do I organize my outline? And how do I outline my presentation?